Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream. Today, Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nato. It is Saturday and a really nice 11-race card this afternoon. Of course, we got stakes action a little later on with the carry back. Main track is fast. We got the Tapeta in action all day long, and they got the Rainbow Six yesterday.
Yeah, it was not me, but well done, whoever brought it in, shade under $125,000. So golf clap to you, whoever. It was a tough sequence. I said, you know, Ronnie, it could have been more if even I still think it might have been a single winning ticket. So a heck of a job out there, whoever did nail it, which means today we start anew at $50,000 in that gross jackpot guarantee. And, of course, you see it there. That'll kick off in race 6.
Always a good day to play it, too, the first day after it's hit, you know, because you get the, maybe you don't have what we would call the wise guys coming in. You can get a chance to get it, especially we got a pretty formful stake that's part of that 6-race series, as we mentioned, the carry back. So main track fast, turf course is firm. Pick 5, of course, kicks off the first of 2 right here. Brian put a ticket together. Interesting to see what it looks like.
Yeah, we'll rip the Band-Aid off right away, Ronnie, with the single on top on a horse that'll be very tough to beat. In race 2, that's the big spread. The top pick is Sweet Pearl, a little bit to the outside. Cesar Figueroa having a huge meet. 83 is the order in race 3. I scratch into Pork Chop with Pierre Rohr out of that one. The order is 86 in race 4, a good maiden special weight. Parchita's got the experience. 3 deep in the get-out leg. I go outside. Awkward pause for Eddie Plisa and any Seinfeld fans out there.
That is $24, very affordable, so not bad. And we got the first race. By the way, Missy Jaramillo will be off his mounts this afternoon. We mentioned and the jockey changes that we have throughout the afternoon. Of course, Pete will come up and update you on all the stuff you need to have a winning day here. With all that said, let's start it off with your horse that you singled. And here's 3 to 5. That's Cat's That Gal, who's now in the Jose D'Angelo barn.
Yeah, and I think it kind of starts and ends right there, right? I mean, this horse won pretty much the best race last time anyway for Ivan Belsour. Now goes to Jose. We know what a move that is, and he's probably as good as Jose is on everything he does. I would think, Ronnie, on synthetics and the all-weather Tapeta, he's even a little bit better. This horse was in the parking lot last time. We've got the replay as well to take a look at this horse. Now, this horse is a number 12, okay? Not even in your picture yet. Finishing order, by the way, 5, 2, 1. So point being, they're all up here, right? And Cat's My Girl is coming from way out of it after breaking slowly from the bad outside draw. But she's going to roll into your picture in a second here, widest out there. And I thought this was, all things being equal, all things considered, Bob circling her there, all things being equal and considered, I thought this was a pretty solid run when you're up against it. 51 to 1 that day, too, by the way. Well, that's long gone today. 3 to 5 on the board right now. I just feel, Ron, with that tightener going now into a potent new barn, she's kind of heck to pay in here.
Yeah, and she was 50 to 1 that day. So here's that stat we were talking about for Cat's That Girl, Jose D'Angelo. First after trainer switch, he's 13 for 59, 22%, 46% in the money, 166. That's just over the past 2 years. So nice stat there too. So and the barn has been going great guns. So the D'Angelos have been doing a good job. Second race this afternoon is a 1-mile claimer on the fast main track. Fillies and mares 4 and up, $6,250. Not many scratches on the card this afternoon. So as I mentioned, Pete will get you all up to date here. And we're both in agreement with the 6 Sweet Pearl, who's dropping today to this level of $6,250, stretching out to the mile. You mentioned Cesar Figueroa. This barn has been going so good. This one had a little trouble last time, was third as the favorite against 8 claimers going 7.
Yeah, she ran an 8 that day on the Thoroughgrass, and she was bet for 8, so I would think she's going to go favored in here. Won another race yesterday. The barn is just, we don't have a big sample, and we're kind of just getting used to the barn, but boy, he's doing really good things. Also 3 for 6 on our main track, too.
Yeah, and our buddy Buddy Eddie Gray wrote a story. I'm thinking about trainers. Eddie Gray wrote a story. This is the rider, Nicky Figueroa, is actually Caesar's older brother. One's 24, the other one is 22. So young guys, young guns that are doing exceptionally well. And if you get a chance, read Ed Gray's story today. Now, this Sweet Pearl, I went with the 5 Real Doozy in second, which I call you all the time. This one should be primed and ready to fire a winning salvo. I thought return from that 9-month layoff. To run well, finish the stalk to pace third against those, claimers for Peter Walder, and that was the key for me. I had to put this one, and you did too, on the ticket.
Absolutely. Beyond Magic comes back and wins again, and you've got to think Real Doozy now, second off that elongated layoff, moves forward today, and she doesn't have to move forward all that much.
And you got number 2, Shady Lee, from Gustavo Delgado.
Yeah, it's a pretty sizable class drop. She ran okay last time against much, much better. Demo Wonder, we know how good she's been doing.
The number 3, race number 3, I should say, 7 furlongs, maiden claim is 3 and up, 12-5. Did have the scratch here of my top pick in the morning line favorite, and that was the 5, Pierre Roar. Just a wide open race in here, and you scratched into number 8, Pork Chop, who gets the services today of 10-pound apprentice Jason Hueyas.
Yeah, again, you mentioned it, scratched in here because Pork Chop doesn't have a lot of speed, and I'm not sure how much try he's got either. 0 for 11, 7 underneath finishes. So I move him up because of the scratch. With that being said, there does seem to be a little pace in here to hopefully set him up because he's going to need it.
I went with the number 3. We just got our exact flip-flop. Pierre Voice is now turning back to 7 after returning from an 8-month layoff to finish that duel for the leading weekend. That was that screw-tightening performance going a mile for Mary Epler. She got the gelding ready for this race with a half-mile drill and 47 flat. So I just think that might set this horse up as the speed, but the shaky speed too, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to have to gut them all. Might be the best of the speed. Added Lasix last time, and you notice held a lot better. Second off the layoff. So, yeah, he could be a little tighter today, too.
And they bumped up Dakota Boy, just plunging today to 12,500 level for Claudio. And that was basically a face tough for going long on turf in Tapeta. Race 4 this afternoon, about 5 1/2 furlongs on the Tapeta's surface. And this is maiden optional claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. And if you're not a Florida bred, you're in for the $40,000 tag in here. And we both have Parchita. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, we've just got the experience. We're moving forward. 2 really good Tapeta races against good fields. Freedom Speaks, so good on debut for Ronnie Spatz. That was a live race. Fulton Market won last time out. We're drawn well. We've got the speed to be close, but we don't need to get involved in any pace tussle early on. It just kind of adds up to the breakthrough day today. Miguel taking over as well.
The number 6 Feline is stretching out after shaking off a bumping incident at the start to finish a closing second against those 35 maidens going 5 on this all-weather surface. Juan Alvarado, 21% with maidens making their second start. I didn't, look at Tapeta. That's just overall. Yeah. So I thought this horse could run well. You had him in second, too. And the stat on the number 5 in here, Claudette Air, is an $85,000 daughter of Midnight Storm, debuting for Safi. So I wanted to see what Safi did with first-time starters on the Tapeta. And 5 for 33, 15%, 39% in the money. 167 is the return of investment. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, we talk about this a lot. You've heard us say it. Safi's so good at everything he does. He's close to 25, 30%. This is the one time, if you want to try to beat him, 15%. Woe is me. He's only 15% on debut. Listen, they paid a lot of money for a Midnight Storm. Not a huge pedigree here, but they paid some money. There's plenty of works here. Ed Gard is here as well. It wouldn't shock me at all if this horse can run.
Yeah, 15%. Yeah. I just wanted to see what it was on Tapeta because, now that we've had that pretty good sampling,
sure.
After all these months. So let's go to race number 5 this afternoon. And this is a 6-furlong sprint. We're going back to the main track. Claimers, 3-year-olds of 4 and up, non-winners of 2 in life, $6,250. Jockey changing the number 4 in here. Whiskey on his lips. Make that rider Samuel Camacho Jr. And you went, we finally got different here. You went to the outside with Awkward Pause.
Yeah, we've got a class drop here. And I thought the race for the level last time, was pretty good. That Democracy won. We're outside some of the other speed in here. I think the drop is going to play as well. Eddie Plisa Jr. is having a typically strong Royal Palm meet / 2022 in general. And we've talked about Kevin Krieger quite a bit. He's putting horses in the right spots. He doesn't necessarily get the best mounts every day, but I think his overall body work's been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's an excellent rider. As far as he gets the job done here. If he's on the right horse, he can certainly win. Number 2, Geoscience is where I went. It was a well-meant second here at this level. That was 2 starts back. Returns refused to break when he shipped up to Tampa last time out. He doesn't like Tampa, so he's right back for Efren Loza Jr. Jesus Rios named. It's sort of a shaky proposition over there. He run well here. He went up to Tampa. I'm not running here. And they bring him right back.
Is that what we're going with? He doesn't like Tampa?
Yeah.
Is that it? The heck with that other side over there?
Yeah,
okay. I guess. Listen, I used him. He scares the heck out of me. He didn't. I don't know what to make out of that. I have no idea. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. If he does break, he's a loose speed in here. He might not come back. This barn has been so good since he's returned. I don't know what you're getting today, except you're getting an underlay price.
Yeah. Calculated Breeze is who you have in second. I have in third. Is dropping to this level today. Track the pace. Finished 6th against 12.5s for Armando. Edgar Perez in the saddle.
Yeah, he's going to be close throughout. And if Geoscience does his thing again and doesn't feel like playing today, that flatters Calculated Breeze that much more.
Yeah, and the inside horse, the Lorne Darnley, just to touch on it, is stretching out to 3/4, rallied to finish third behind Geoscience. The concern, of course, 1 for 24 record.
Third, second, yeah.
I'm going to take a short break. When we come back, have my Rainbow Six ticket.
We're ready for the start. They're off.
Welcome back today, Ron and Brian here. Mile and 70 is where we're going to kick off with race number 6. It's maiden special weight, 3-year-olds and up. We did have a scratch of the 6-shot tin, and note the number 7 is listed as a gelding. Here is my $43.20 ticket, and as we mentioned, really good handicapping by someone out there yesterday to nail it. Too deep in here. We'll talk about the 6th in a minute. In race number 7, if not for luck, picking up pennies and positively awesome. They all seem that they might run well in here. I got some interest in number 3, Granny Makes Sense. I was going to make this. I made this my long shot today, but then I see only 5-1 on the board. Was trying to find something that maybe would slip through the cracks. That's Granny Makes Sense. My man Flint, I also used on the ticket, and you could just see it there, and that is race number 8, just too deep. Race number 9, I went with Merlin, 10-1. I like that horse today. Back Chat and AstroTurf, and I'm going Octane King Cab in there. I mean, it's going to set up for a horse like Catton, but I think if Octane is back to what he was, he can overcome all those problems with the rail. And 3 deep with Coblamas, King Theo, and Outshine, who will be ridden by Edgar Zayas this afternoon.
It's a tough sequence. And as Ronnie said, the first day back after it gets popped is not a bad time to jump in and see what you can come up with.
But getting back to the 6th race, I mentioned the scratch of the 6-shot tin. It's maiden special weight, going a mile 70 on the Tapita. I went with the number 3 horse in here. We'll kick it off there with Racket, who's hoping to save just for a little more firepower for the stretch run. Set the pace, weakened to finish 4th behind that repeat winner, Grand David, going a mile 70 yards on the surface for Carlos Perez. Edgar Perez named to ride. I just thought that was a decent performance and knocking heads with some pretty nice horses in it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ron. And I don't think Racket's going to have to work as hard to make the front today, right? I mean, he was going 46-2 under an aggressive ride to hold his position, and that cost him late. I don't see that kind of speed in here, and if Edgar Perez can get him to settle early, he's very, very dangerous. And I think all things considered, he didn't run that badly last time.
The number 8 is who you went with. That's Sir Samuel, and that is from Rafael Romero's bronze.
Yeah, that's my long shot. And, you know, okay, people are going to see this 35 maiden claimer last time, and he's going to say, well, we're jumping up in class to a special weight. Okay, I get that. To me, this isn't the most daunting maiden special weight we're going to run here. He ran an 11 last time. That fits right in the body of this field. And he's got the tactical speed. We've got to talk about it now. We've seem to have seen a little shift in the Tapeta of late. Horses aren't holding like they were in maybe a few weeks ago.
No, it was outside sweepers.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of them running exceptionally well yesterday. And, you know, you're absolutely right in here. Maybe I use this horse a little further down because the horse I did use in second, and you did, our Admiral, was just in front of the horse your long shot and then stepping up to special weight. And I agree with you. Posted those competitive figures when finishing second, going long against those 35 maidens. Not only on the Tapeta, on the turf for Joe Cantonese, Luca Panici in the saddle today. There's no world beaters in this spot, so I think this horse, with the 8, who I use too, but our Admiral, I think figures very well in here. And then, what do you do with War and Truth, you know, for half-brother to Turf Star Bella Bay?
Yeah, well, he's got a figure for all the reasons we've talked about, not the toughest group. With that being said, to get a horse to win at 2 turns, going long on debut, boy, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, and that is Mark Cassie Miguel Vasquez. They can do it if they get the right horse, that's for sure. Race number 7 this afternoon, a 1 mile allowance optional claimer. These are state bred 3 and up, so the optional claiming price is $20,000. Scratch the inside horse, Roan Mountain. And this was a tough one to figure out. I went with the 7, if not for luck. Did you use that one on your late pick 5?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it here. Did I? Yeah, I did. Last one I used. So 3 deep. The single comes in. My best bet, you know, in race 8, my man Flint. So we'll go against your long shot there. 4x4 in the next 2 legs. Mr. Leonardo on top for Muhammad Mubarak in race number 10. I like Cat and Ronnie. I don't see a path to victory for Octane or King Cat. Boy, they're going to fly early. And then here's another single in the get out leg in race 11. King Theo, Carlo Vaccariza on a stiff class drop.
Yeah, pretty good class drop on that horse. I went with this race. Who'd you start it off with in here?
I started with the 8, the Skipper 2.
I think you got a video, right?
Yeah, we're going to show that video here. And I thought, again, this is the old all things considered angle here. I thought the Skipper 2 down inside on the chase here. I thought he ran pretty well. And you're going to see him get shuffled back, too, entering the far turn. He's the 5 down inside. And he's still only going to be beaten less than 4 lengths in here after coming out of it just a little bit. And the other thing I want to note here, too, I don't think he seemed enamored, Ronnie, to come through here. There was room to me. I think the horse seemed a little hesitant. Paco was aboard, so I think if Paco's sending you through, if it's there, I don't think this horse wanted to come through down inside. Look, here's the lane. It's there. I don't think he liked being down in there. Now, conversely, today we're outside. We can spy. We can stalk from the outside for Edgar Perez. I think it's a much better trip for this horse today, and maybe he breaks through. Yeah,
good video. And you had looked exactly what you said there, because if anybody's going to go through the inside, it's Paco. That's for sure. I did go with the number 7 horse in here, if not for luck. We're stretching out to the mile against state-bred competition with blinkers added after dueling for the lead and finishing third against those 75 optional claimers, going 6.5 furlongs for Marcial Navarro. Got a bullet drill into this horse in 46-3. And I just think, you know, you would look at that last race and say, maybe, you know, going to take something out of him. Not really with that work. So if not for luck, you know, and I think the drop is going to help this horse this afternoon. A logical contender in that race. So if not for luck on top of my ticket. And you went with the number 4. Wow, well, way different in this race with Hercules in second.
He moved up because I did have the one Roan Mountain in second. Hercules is versatile. I like the cut back from 2 turns. I think his 1-turn mile races, 2 and 3 back, were better races. And I think if he can get back to him, he's a threat at what should be an okay price. Juan Alvarado winning a couple of races here of late, too.
Yeah, so that race number 7 is really wide open. And that kicks off the late pick 5, so we'll be able to watch the board a little bit. And then race number 8, about 1.70 on the Tapeta. Claimers 3 of 4 and up, non-winners of 2 in life. 20 down to 16. Jockey change on the 5, make the run, Miguel Vasquez. I'll start it off with the horse I had some interest in here, and that is in the number 3, Granny Makes Sense. Making his first start since holding on. He defeated a trio of next out winners. It was a $35,000. That was its freshman finale back in November. comes back with Lasix. You get an Edgar Zayas. I just found this an intriguing son of Golden Sense, so that comes out of a really good race. Hey, it's leading right to Safi Joseph. I figure if I can get a price, maybe I'll go with Granny Makes Sense up there. And when you see Granny Makes Sense, you always want to think this is a filly, but it's not the case.
I think this was your long shot, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you will get a price
Yeah.
in here. To me, you kind of sort of have to because there's no doubt that he's got to step up a little bit. He's got the layoff to deal with as well, facing winners too. But with that being said, you got expert connections in your corner and you got upside too.
And you got your best bet, I believe, with my man Flint in here?
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay too while I talk over it. My man Flint in this spot here. Here he is, the 4 horse, okay, down inside. And it's just, he's going to be behind a wall entering and off the far turn here with not a lot. Finally, he found a seam. It was too late. And the runner up, okay, or the winner, excuse me, is Impressive Sound. He's going to sift right on through the rail. We're number 4 here, okay, and the winner is down inside and never has a straw in his path. Wow, my man Flint's got to look for space. Now he finally gets his seam and he runs on, but he gave up first run. The winner comes through down inside. I think all things considered, he was better this day. And now, Ronnie, we go off the claim for Rohan. 41%. That's pretty good. I'll throw it to you because I know you pulled that.
Yeah, I pulled the stat, but I pulled it first after claim just in route races. So I wanted to see what he does. And, of course, it was good. 13 for 39, 33%, 67% in the money. 283 is the return of investment past 5 years, and that's in route races. So I just wanted to sort of trickle it down and see, I knew he was going to be good no matter what it was in there. So it's certainly on my ticket, too. I also used the 4 in here, and so did you, Starship Wizard, who's stepping up to face winners, responding in the first race after the claim by Cesar Figueroa with a much the best maiden victory. His brother Nicky's going to hop aboard. I'm not leaving this guy off my tickets.
Oh, no. This horse is dangerous here because this horse closed from 8th last time. The top 2, the second and third place finishers in that race were 1-2 the entire way. He was the only horse to make any late dent, and not only did he do that, he absolutely lapped the field. Dangerous on the rise.
Race number 9 this afternoon, about 1 mile 70 yards on the Tapeta. Full field of 10 in here. These are allowance optional claim state bred. 3 and up, optional tag 20,000. We're still waiting for a jockey in number 4, cashier check. I'm sure Pete will have that when we get off the air. I'm going with a horse I like today. I was torn between making the one in the last race or this one my long shot today, and that is Merlin. I'll tell you why. Drop it to the 20 level after facing stakes competition on both turf and Tapeta, and had some success in those races for Juan Alvarado, you just mentioned. He had a couple of wins last week. Edgar Zayas, the top previous winner at this distance on the Tapeta. I think class is up perfectly. Wide open race, big field, looking for a price. 10-1, that's where I'm going.
Not the ideal draw, but when you get 10-1 or
8-1,
so, when you get that kind of price, you're allowed to
Yeah.
overcome that. You get an expert rider as well, and Edgard, who's now back doing his thing. And I don't disagree with you. This is a class drop. California Frolic, you can see him in the form there in the last 2 races. He's so good and so versatile. So Merlin is definitely playable in here at a price.
And now you got a video with a bunch of horses in it, I believe.
We got a lot of stuff going on here. We're going to test Bob's mettle here on this replay. Here we go. Look at this. Back Chat's the 6. AstroTurf's the 2. Mr. Leonardo's the 7. And that's who I go with. And he's the widest on the turn. And you see where the other horses were that day? He was the only run from the back, Ronnie, to do any real running. I thought this was a kind of a better than it looked third because it was pretty clear that the other horses got first run at him. Not only that, he lost a little bit of his mojo, swinging out widest off the far turn. I thought this was a really good effort. I think hopefully we can save a little more ground today. And my goodness, I'm going to get Muhammad Mubarak to the winner's circle one of these days. It's long overdue for a really good trainer.
Backchat, trained by Ken Sweezy. And the number 2 AstroTurf, trained by Ken Sweezy. And that's where I went with my third pick. You tried to turn the tables on the stablemate after rallying to finish in the dead heat for third. You saw him last time out. Edwin Gonzalez rides. Why not this one be on somewhere on the ticket? Along with Pack Chat and all those different horses. You got AstroTurf actually in second, too.
Yeah, Kent's got a good spot in here because he's got a horse with speed and he's got a horse to come from off of it, too.
Race number 10. What a nice race. It's the feature race. 7 furlongs, 3-year-olds. The $75,000 to carry back. And the key word in this race is speed. There's a lot of speed in this race.
Octane is rightfully named. You know, the race goes through him. First and foremost, it's exciting to see him come back, you know, because we haven't seen him since he just blitzed through the Stallion Series last year. I'll let you take it away on him. He's going to have to run hard.
Yeah, here's my theory, and that's why I put him on top after all the great reasons you mentioned and all that. He makes his debut. We know the stellar 2-year-old campaign. He used the speed to win the mile in the 16th. In reality, 7 furlong the firm division. He's got the rail. He's on the inside. King Cab with speed to his outside. I'm betting that he's just going to come back and just overcome all those things and just be the horse I think he can be, or he was, and coming back and be the same good connection. So well, the bottom line, I think he's better than everybody else in this race. That's my theory.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. To me, his problem is with King Cab to his outside. We're going 7 off the bench today, too. Boy, that is a tough ask. Maybe. Now, you know, you've got the 1-3 exact, and I'm completely against that. What you're hoping is these two, who are the two best horses in here, they're probably 4 clear off the far turn, and nobody can run to them.
And by the way, the number 1 Octane now ridden by Evan Gonzalez.
Yeah. I went with Catton because to me, Catton sits just in the catbird seat for Ralph Nix, Miguel, the Hildebrandts, and you know, because the Octane and King Cab are going to be going so quick. Nice. And if they come back, I think Catton falls into that garden trip kind of stalking spot. I like the cut back from that flat 1-turn mile. He's got plenty of foundation. Cyber Viking has gone out of town and run well, second in his stakes at Monmouth. I like these races he's coming out of. You know, he got speed popped by King Cab in the sophomore there at Tampa. But today, the flow of this race, I like Catton.
Yeah, Octane had his number back during their 2-year-old campaign. Certainly, I have him on the ticket for all the reasons you mentioned in there. You don't have anybody up there. You have the 6th strike card and second for Matt Williams, going to run without the Lasix with Junior in the saddle today.
Matt Williams done a good job with this horse, right? He's done he's taken him to some spots, and he's acquitted himself nicely in everything he's done. I like the cutback for this horse too. I hope he's not too far out of it where he can't make a late dent, but you know, you can see my picks. I'm hoping for this thing falls apart and you're going the other way. Yeah,
King Cab, I also have in second, figures on the what have you done lately angle because he set the pace. And who did he finish second to? Willie Boyle came back to win the Smiled Sprint as the favorite. Still can't believe he was the favorite in the big drama last time out. You mentioned Eddie Pleaser. Kevin Krieger is going to be in the saddles today. I think this is a great, great betting race. And there's two camps. You either go with the speed camp or the closing camp, and that's exactly what we're doing. Race number 11 this afternoon is about a mile in the 16th on the Topita. Claim is 3 and up, $10,000 in here. Jockey change on the 4, make the rider Edgar Zayas. You went, I think you had a single with the number 4 horse in here outside.
Yeah, our last replay of the day, putting Bob to work again because Outshine, Papa Honor, and Koblama are all in here. And this is the old watch this replay and just who ran the better race. I mean, here's Outshine. He's the 8, okay, dueling with a 50-1 up here, while Papa Honor and Claude Blama are, you know, stalking or out the back and letting these two horses certainly Outshine kind of get spent a little bit. He almost looks a little like he wants to roll a little bit ranked there, but I just felt like, I know he finished 4th and he was beaten 3 1/4 lengths, and I understand, you know, Claude Blama was in there. Here he is coming into your picture. To me, Outshine just ran a much better race than all of them, and today I don't really think we're going to have any of this, you know, getting spent by 50s in there.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I did go with the horse that's closing right now on your screen, and that's Coblamas, who's moves to the Dave Brady barn after the claim. Rallied, you saw it there, to come within the head of scoring against those 10 claimers going a mile 70 yards. Boy, you watched Junior Alvarado ride yesterday. He knows how to handle these horses that come from off the stretch on the Topita. He was impressive, winning one and almost winning the nightcap. So he knows where to sit on this track. So I'm going with that theory in there. And then we both had some interest in the number 6 King Theo's back-to-back winner at this level during April and May.
Yeah, Junior swooped with your long shot yesterday. Nice job there. If King Theo gets back to that race 2 back at right here in this against this kind, he's going to be tough in here. I just kind of worry. That seems more the exception than the rule for him.
Well, that is how we see the 11 race card this afternoon. The pick 5 pool starting to build, but we're not done yet. We still have our lightning round to go here, and we have our best bets, of course, always in the lightning round. And your best bet this afternoon was that 6 horse, right?
Yeah, my man Flint. I must have missed yours. Was it? I know it's not in the rainbow. Who was your best bet?
Well, I'll show you right now here, and it's in race number 4, and it's Parchita, right before the Rainbow 6, 8 to 5 in the morning line. I think he's got a big shot there. Long shots today. Brian, what'd you have? Oh, what was it? Oh,
Yeah,
Sir
Sir
Samuel.
Samuel.
Yeah, good long shot at 8 to 1 in there, and I'm up there with a little less of price, but I think maybe I'll get a little more than 5 to 1. And Granny makes sense in that race for Saffy Joseph Jr.
I tend to agree because I think the Rohan horse, my best bet, is going to be a heavy favorite in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out, but we'll see that. And what else we got here today?
Well, we always like to keep an eye on some of our horses that pop out of town, and the championship meet horses have done so well. And, today at Delaware Park in the Robert Dick, that Arundel's going to take up Key Biscayne, and here she is here winning on the Tapeta, and, it's a wide open race, and they've got one in the Del Cap as well up there.
Yeah, so always good. Arundel does an excellent job with their homebreds, and there you see it running right there. And then we have a horse that's really a good horse here. Hot Peppers loves to win.
Yeah, they've got Onyx in the Del Cap. I want to get that right.
Yeah.
Hot Peppers, formerly down here with Ronnie Spatz, is now looking for 5 out of 6 up in New York. Here she is rolling off the screen here earlier in the thick of the championship meet. She's in the Grade 3 victory ride today for her new connections. You can still see the pink and yellow of Mike Dubb on there. And Ronnie did such a good job with this horse, and now she's on up in New York looking for a graded stakes win.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah,
that
she's a
horse.
cool
She
horse.
was so really nice. Hot Peppers, as you mentioned, trying to make it 5 out of 6. So we'll see how all of that plays out. So we got about 25 minutes before first post. So we're going to turn it over to Pete Aiello, give you all those scratches and jockey changes that you need. And we'll be back here for race number 1.
The Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance is really the vehicle for the transition for our racehorses coming off the track into a second career and safe environment for these horses when they're done racing. I've been passionate about racehorses my whole life, animals in general, and without the TAA to provide that oversight, there would be a big void in terms of making sure that we have this ongoing safe environment for our off-the-track racehorses. I'm excited about the undertaking and excited about working with our board and our team at the TAA to continue the wonderful progress that has been made. So I'm very excited about what the future holds.